Hello there, Yauheniya. Alright, let's go. So the line graph demonstrates the rainfall level, rate, amount. Okay. Yeah. So we can say the rainfall, we could just say demonstrates the rainfall in 3 parts of the United Kingdom. Or, yeah, demonstrates the amount of rainfall. Probably the best way to say that. Namely, England, Scotland and Wales in 2018. The units are measured in millimetres. Perfect. It can be seen that in accordance with the illustration, there was the most moderate climate in England. Okay, so let me just pause. Okay. Now, in the course, we talk about writing sort of like subject, verb, object, which is the natural way in English, and it's like it's the clearest way. And one of the reasons is because up until here, we haven't shared any information about the chart, okay? Whereas if we'd have written, like, England had the most moderate climate, although, okay, but there's a bit of a contradiction here. The most moderate climate in England with considerable oscillations, okay? So is it the most moderate? I would expect it to be like the calmest, okay? But you've said considerable oscillations. So that's why I put in the conjunction, although. So we could say England had the most moderate climate, although it had considerable oscillations of between 750 millimeters 75 millimeters and 125 millimeters in June and July, respectively. Okay, and that would have been fine. Okay, so just be careful of wordy sentences like this that don't really contribute much to the essay. See, so I'll just correct the grammar now. It can be seen that in accordance with the illustration, there was the most moderate. Yeah, there was the most. So yeah, as I said, 2 problems mainly. Is 1, it's a little bit wordy, and 2, it seems a bit of a contradiction. Oops, daisy. A contradiction because of the considerable oscillations. To the contrary, good. In Scotland, the weather was changing significantly over the year. Excellent. So what I like about this is we've got a short sentence, and you've mixed it in with the long sentence, which is exactly what we should be aiming for. It's not that long sentences are correct, short sentences are correct, or medium sentences are correct. It's the variety that makes it interesting to read. So the variety of short, medium, and long sentences. It should be taken into account that the driest month in Scotland was February, with roughly 20 millimetres of rainfall, which was followed by a more than 6-fold rise of that figure in March and October. Beautiful. Beautiful. Finally, although approximately equal numbers of peak rainfall in Scotland and Wales, about 130 in July, were detected, the latter country, Wales, was considered to have the driest climate compared to others, hitting the lowest point in April with only 25 millimetres and preserving about 45 millimetres throughout the period from August. Preserving? No, and maintaining, or, yeah, I think maintaining. Yeah. Maintaining about 45 millimeters throughout the period from August to October. So well done there. Well done. I like that fancy sentence there as well. So beautiful work. Overall, there was no straightforward trend in terms of rainfall levels shared by all parts of the UK. The represented data shows drastic fluctuations. I wouldn't have said drastic, it's severe, strong, significant, throughout the period in question. However, the highest and lowest amount of rainfall was recorded in both Scotland and Wales, whereas in England it was distributed more evenly in a 12-month period, in the 12-month period, because we know the specific year, okay? I mean, yeah, it has to be the, because we're talking about this specific year on the graph, So great work there, great work. Very pleased. We've got some fancy sentences, we've got a variety, we've got a range there. Just be careful about wordy sentences and what might be contradictions, okay? Other than that, a very strong essay. Okay, experts throughout the world especially in the West, have debated that it has become a growing trend for fathers to take paternity leave. Okay, I wholeheartedly concur that it can be seen as a positive development for modern society. Beautiful. Says they will use examples from the government reports and the International Monetary Fund (IMF) study. Okay. Okay, so we need the article there. If we're going to say study, we could say and an International Monetary Fund study, or government reports and International Monetary Fund to demonstrate and prove arguments. Okay, to demonstrate points and prove arguments. And then we've got that parallelism that I talked about previously. Okay, so well done for putting it in here. It's worked. It works well. Okay, there's ample evidence that explains the grounds why husbands tend to be more involved. Okay, explains. There's ample evidence that explains. Yeah, we don't need the grounds here. Okay, it's just kind of confusing. That explains why husbands tend to be more involved in upbringing their children. Good. Central reason is that females have been known to acquire sheer opportunity to build even more successful careers than their spouses over the last few decades. Beautiful. Consequently, on condition mothers preserved their work position, the family would have more merits and obtained more financial security. Okay, I would have just simplified this. Consequently, I think I know what you mean. On condition mothers preserved their work position, the family would have more merits. And okay, so this bit I'm not so keen on. The family would have more merits. I don't really know what that means. Okay, that's not very clear. However, I think what we want to say is consequently, on this condition, not only, I think would have been perfect here, not only did mothers preserve their work position, but the family obtained more financial security. Okay? For example, recent empirical research conducted by the IMF demonstrated that 42% of wives have a higher salary compared to the husbands in the European Union. Okay, so just one suggestion here. Okay, okay, put this near the beginning. For example, in the European Union, recent empirical research conducted by the IMF demonstrated that 42% of wives have a higher salary compared to their husbands. Okay, and the reason why we move it to the beginning is because I think that that's all together. Yeah, have a higher salary. Okay, compared to the husbands who are located in the European Union. And if I read it like that, it doesn't make sense. Okay, even though I know that's not what you wanted to say, you're still having to make me work because I have to like double check. You know, are we talking about husbands in the European Union? Let me just go back. No, we're not. So therefore, it's probably better that that goes nearer the beginning of the sentence. Okay. For example, in the European Union, recent empirical research conducted by the IMF in the European Union, we could have put it there because those are the ones doing the study, demonstrated that. Okay. Furthermore, good. This figure has shown that a drastic surge by 15% was reached in the last 15 years. A drastic surge in what? Income? In the amount of women earning more? A surge of 15% rise in the salary? I don't know. Okay, maybe we wanted to say furthermore, this figure has risen drastically, or has surged by 15%. Drastic surge was reached in the last. Okay, yes, I'm very unclear what that means. Therefore, it can be clear that there is considerable strong case for fathers to stay at home and be engaged in parenthood. Super. Okay, or be more involved, we could also say. Okay, should also be taken into account that sharing duties in the family could have a remarkably positive impact on partnerships in couples. On partnerships in couples, yeah. Okay, so here's just a tip, yeah, Yauheniya. Actually, no, it's not relevant. I was thinking about something else. This is largely due to the fact that the responsibility of income and household divided fairly. Okay, so the responsibility of income and household tasks divided fairly between spouses offers perfect solutions for daily routine errands and leave no room for inequality, misunderstanding, and even abuse. Okay, so let me just reread. This is largely due to the fact that, I'll just pause it. Okay, so here, just to make it a little bit clearer, okay, I would have said this is largely due to the fact that splitting or sharing responsibility of income and household tasks, very important there, fairly between spouses offers perfect solutions for daily routine errands and leaves no room for inequality, misunderstanding, and even abuse. Okay, so here, this is the word that really kind of trips me up. He said that you heard me say shared responsibility, just to make it here, just to make it clear. That the responsibility of income and household tasks should be divided fairly. Okay, I think would be better there. So let's see. This can be proven by a report presented by the government. Let's just be a little bit specific here. Okay, are we talking about your government? Are we talking about a Polish government? Are we talking about the English government? Okay, because I don't, as we say in English, I don't know you from Adam. I don't know where you're from. The examiner's going to have the same attitude. They don't know where you're based, which government you're talking about, Also, if it's a government, I don't know, in Botswana or Nicaragua, there's going to be less strength in this report, okay? Just because, that's how it's perceived. This can be proven by a report presented by the Swiss government, which shows there is a 15% lower divorce rate among couples where fathers take a 1-year parental leave. Beautiful, beautiful. Thus, it is possible to state without doubt that such a tendency can be considered as highly beneficial for families as well as for society. Beautiful, beautiful little finish there. Beautiful beautiful example. Well done, Yauheniya. In conclusion, from the arguments given, I firmly believe that it is a positive change for society to make that males being... Okay. So the problem is this to males. In conclusion, from the arguments given, I firmly believe that it is a positive change for society to get males to be profoundly involved in the process of taking care of children, or positive change for society that males are involved in the process of taking care of children. It is predicted that such a tendency will ceaselessly grow in importance in the foreseen future. Excellent. Okay. Excellent. Good. Just be careful of empty sentences. Empty sentences are sentences, like we briefly mentioned before, that they can be put in any essay in the world. And for example, I can put this into an essay about crime, into an essay about climate change, nuclear power, anything, okay, that has a tendency. So just bear that in mind. It is predicted that dual parental involvement will probably continue to grow in importance in the foreseeable future, or something like that. Okay? So, great work there, Yauheniya. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Be careful of your capitalization as well. So you know what to do now. Implement all the corrections in this essay. Send me back the corrected one. Update your error list. And then write 2 new essays. Remember to check those essays for the points that we've made in this essay. Not only the grammar, but also, like those extra points about parallelism, and, putting a country to the government, and just little points like that, so you don't make them, so it's less likely you make those mistakes again. Okay, you're doing super. and hope to see your next essay soon. Keep moving forward.